Yes, now understand this concept, all of you. See the fire claim policy, insurance policies are of various types. So separately, if you want, you can buy a fire claim policy. Okay, it comes under general insurance category. There are broadly two types of insurance: general insurance and life insurance. In general insurance, then you have fire claim, then you have vehicles insurance, then you have mediclaim insurance. Different kinds of insurance policies are possible. So fire claim is one of them. In case of businesses, they always take this policy. Whichever businesses are dealing with goods, they always take it. Because fire is one such incident which may result into a total loss of the business. All the goods may be destroyed, all your stock will get wasted if fire takes place due to any XYZ reason. In Indian conditions, short circuits, electric connection is very poor. So fire takes place due to minor reasons also. So therefore fire claim policy is a must for a business which is buying and selling goods or even manufacturing the goods. Now what is the problem over here? Suppose fire takes place on 31st March. Then for the insurance company as well as for the trader, it's not a trouble. Because on 31st March you prepare final accounts. So from trading account we already know that how much of goods are there in the godown. And so we know the value of goods which is burnt by fire. And you do the calculation of stock not every day. You do it only at the end of specific period or at the end of the year. Means you are not going to count your stock in the business every day. That much time also you don't have. So generally the stock calculation is done once, twice or maximum 3 times in a year, not more than that. Some businesses do it quarterly, some do it half yearly, and majority of the businesses do the calculation of stock or counting of stock once in a year on 31st March. But is it necessary that fire takes place only on 31st March? If on 31st March it takes place, then there is no trouble. Because from final accounts we know what is the value of stock in the godown, and therefore we know what is the value of goods burnt by fire. Straight away we can produce our accounts to the insurance company, and accordingly they will give the claim. That if goods of 1 lakh are there in the godown, 1 lakh of claim, and accordingly the policy which you have taken, the value of claim will be decided. But will the fire occur on 31st March only? It can occur any time during the year. Suppose the fire occurs on 2nd October. Suppose the fire occurs on 2nd October. Now 2nd October you would not have done the counting of stock. So the problem is how to find what was the value of goods in the godown which are destroyed by fire. You understand the trouble and the difficulty faced in this situation? Fire can take place any time during the year, and the problem is finding out and knowing what is the value of goods or stock burnt by fire on that particular date. For that we apply an approach which is called memorandum trading account. What do you call it as? Memorandum trading account. Memorandum means rough. Something you prepare only for your own calculations or as a working is called memorandum. Normal trading account is made in the ledger book, but memorandum trading account is made as a rough work. So how do we make that? Understand it? Put your pens down. We make memorandum trading account. What do you mean by memorandum here? Rough trading account, just for the purpose of calculating the stock on the date of fire. It is prepared for the period from, it is not for whole year. It is prepared for the period from beginning of the year up to the date of fire. Like I told you in the example I gave you, the fire takes place suppose on 2nd October. Means you will prepare this memorandum trading account from 1st April to 2nd October. Okay, you will make this trading account, rough trading account from 1st April to 2nd October. Okay. Now how do we make this trading account? In this trading account, very first we record the opening stock that will always be available to us. Because last year we would have made the final accounts. Last year we would have made the final accounts. So last year's closing stock will be known from that. That will become current year's opening stock. So this will always be available. Purchases after purchase returns. I am writing the word net. Means purchase minus purchase returns will also be always available. Because whenever you purchase the goods, you make the invoice. We assume that goods are burned by fire, books of accounts are not burned by fire. Okay, go down, you keep the goods, we assume books are kept in the office. So we have the records of purchases. So whatever records of purchases are there, or invoices are there, or bills are there, from we can find out that what are the purchases made till 2nd October. Okay, don't have to take whole year's purchases, you have to take till 2nd October. Also from the books of accounts you can find out what all purchase expenses we have paid, like wages, carriage inward, railway freight, octroi, all these expenses which we used to write in trading account. From the books of accounts we can find out what all expenses are incurred at the time of purchase. Up till 2nd, all this you have to record up till 2nd October, up till the date of file. Then also from the books of account you can find out what is sales net after deducting sales return. Up till 2nd October we can find out what is the sales from our books of accounts. Now what we do is, listen carefully, gross profit we take on the basis of past year's average. Okay, sales into percentage on the basis of past year's average. For example, either you take last year's gross profit percentage or last 3-4 years average. Suppose last year we earned a gross profit of 20% on sales. Last year we earned a gross profit of 20% on sales. We'll assume that in the current year also we would have earned 20% gross profit on sales. So normally trading account when we make, we find the gross profit as a balancing figure. But here you don't take it as a balancing figure. How do you take gross profit? You take it as percentage on sales on the basis of past year's average. Either you take last year's percentage or you take last 3-4 years average. That last 3-4 years, suppose you have been earning 20, 25, 30, 35%, then 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 divided by 4. So either you take last year's percentage or you take average of last few years gross profit percentage, and directly you get the figure of gross profit. Now can I say whatever amount remains, debit side would be more because gross profit is also available. So whatever amount remains would be the stock on the date of file. I am not writing closing stock because this stock won't be on 31st March. We are making trading account up to. So this will be the stock lying in the business on 2nd October. Balancing figure. This memorandum trading account will be made to find what is the stock in the business on 2nd October. Normally when we make the trading account, closing stock is available and we find gross profit. But here, gross profit will take on the basis of past year's percentage and will find closing stock. Did everyone understand this approach? Any confusions with this? Now after this, once we get stock lying in the godown on 2nd October, then we make a statement of claim. Now how do we make this statement of claim? Only 2 steps statement of claim it is. First of all, you start with stock on the date of which we obtained from memorandum trading account. Okay. From that you subtract salvage. Salvage means the goods which you could save from fire. See, fire is taking place. Will you make efforts to save the goods or not? You will not just keep on standing and watching if fire is taking place. You will make some efforts, seize fire, water, etc. Some efforts will be taken to save it. So suppose you could save goods of rupees 10,000 because of that efforts. So stock in the godown is 1 lakh, but you have saved goods of 10,000. So can I say that only 90,000 of goods are destroyed by fire?
Yes.
Stock destroyed by fire. You want to understand this? So insurance company need not pay you for 1 lakh because the damage is done only of 90,000. So insurance company would pay you only for 90,000. So from memorandum trading account, memorandum means rough trading account, only for working purpose we make it. For memorandum trading account we get stock lying in the godown in between the year whenever the fire takes place. And all these amounts you take up till the date of fire. Sales, purchase expenses, all these amounts you take up till the date of fire. From stock on the date of fire you subtract if there is any salvage, means the goods which are saved. And what the balance will remain is the stock destroyed by fire. Any confusion in this? Now there are two types of policies. After this we'll always write two information. One is stock on the date of fire and we'll compare it with sum insured or policy amount. You can say either sum insured or you can say policy amount. Suppose 1 lakh minus 10,000. Stock destroyed by fire 90,000. What is the stock on the date of fire? 1 lakh. And let us say you have taken policy of 1 lakh. That is full insurance. You have covered all your goods by insurance. Then you should get full amount. Insurance company should pay you
Full amount.
90,000, full amount. Okay. But goods are of 1 lakh and you have taken policy of only 80,000 to save the premium. It depends and differs from business to business. Value of goods is 1 lakh but you have insured them for only 80,000, so then you have to pay less premium. Now because you are paying less premium, you are taking less sum insured. Would insurance company give you 90,000?
No.
They will also give you less amount proportionately. Because you have taken against 1 lakh only 80,000, 80%. So insurance company will also give you 90,000, 80%, 72,000. Remaining loss you have to bear. Insurance company is taking a risk of only 80%. So there are two types of policies. One is full insurance, means you have taken insurance, sum insured policy amount of full 1 lakh. And second is under insurance, means you have taken against 1 lakh the policy of 80,000. No one takes over insurance and it's of no use. Against 1 lakh you will never insure for 1 lakh 10,000 and the expectation that against 90,000 insurance company will pay you 99,000. No one takes full insurance. Even if you take full insurance 1 lakh 10,000, insurance company will give you 90 only, not 99. Otherwise everyone will start burning only on their own. No need to sell the goods. Burn the goods and earn profit from insurance company. Why to sell the goods? Why do the business from insurance only? 1 lakh's goods insured for 1 lakh 10,000. Don't find the customers next day burned by fire. Insurance company will pay you 99. So you cannot earn profit from insurance company. So no one takes over insurance because it's not allowed. It's illegal. And even if you take over insurance, you are at a loss by paying more premium because insurance company would not give you more than the damage. Is everyone clear with this? So either it can be full insurance or under insurance. If it is full insurance, then claim will be equal to your loss. Stock destroyed by fire. Okay? And if it is under insurance, then average clause is applicable. What is this average clause? As I discussed right now, that because 1 lakh's insurance you have taken for only 80,000, 80%. So when whatever is your damage, insurance company will compensate you only 80% of the same. This clause is called average clause. So as per the average clause, your claim amount is equal to, this formula is to be applied. As per the average clause, the claim amount is equal to stock destroyed by fire. Like in our example, what is the stock destroyed by fire? 90,000 into policy amount, that is 80,000 divided by stock on the date of fire, that is 1 lakh. This formula will be used. And how is this formula derived? Very simple equation is made. Against 1 lakh you have taken insurance of 80,000. So against 90,000 of your damage, what should be given? 90,000 into 80,000 upon 1 lakh. What is 90,000? Into what is 80,000? Divided by what is 1 lakh? Stock on the date of fire. This formula will be used. Did you understand this? One more thing. As I said, then I'll make you write as a note after you write this. If fire is taking place, what are you going to do? Fire extinguisher or fire ambulance. You are going to make efforts to save your goods. Suppose in that efforts you spend 2,000 rupees. In that efforts you spend 2,000 and you save goods of 10,000. Who has to bear that 2,000 rupees? You will bear or insurance company will pay? You have to bear or insurance company will pay that per? You have to bear it. Without insurance should pay. How many of you believe you should bear it? And how many of you believe insurance company should pay it? Insurance company should pay. You only have to bear it. You will not put off the fire. Why will you save goods of 10,000? Insurance company will compensate you. You will not make efforts to put off the fire if insurance company does not pay you for that, reimburse you for that. Because by saving the goods of 10,000, you are saving whose amount? Insurance company's amount. If you don't save the goods, then all 1 lakh are burnt by fire. Who has to pay 1 lakh? Insurance company. By saving the goods of 10,000, you are saving that 10,000 rupees of insurance company. You are going to as such get the amount. Because the fire has taken place. You know you have insured the goods. So why would you make efforts to save the goods from fire? Why would you spend that 2,000 rupees? If you are going to spend it only from your own pocket, you will say don't spend. Insurance company will pay 1 lakh. Why to spend the money? So insurance company always reimburses you full amount of expenses incurred to extinguish the fire. Only then would the persons make effort to save the goods from fire. Did anyone understand this? So whatever expenses to extinguish the fire are given, at the end, in the claim amount we will add them. Whatever is the amount of claim we will add them. Understood that? This is the format of solving the questions. Any confusion with this? You have insured goods of 10 lakhs means they should be in white only because they require the proof. If you are having the business in cash or in black, even in cash it's not necessary it's black. If you take the invoices. If you have the invoice, then the insurance company will take. You have to give, when you take the insurance policy, at that time you have to give the proof to the insurance company what is the value of your article. So until and unless that proof and invoices are available, you cannot insure your article. It cannot be faked.